All right, y'all, coming at you from our cruise out here in Juneau, Alaska. Absolutely beautiful. Not letting the Jacksonville Jaguars get me down. Hopefully, you're able to do the same. But today, we're going to talk about Doug Pederson. Talked about Trevor Lawrence yesterday. Certainly think he's not been playing his best ball. Uh, you can go back and check that out for a full breakdown and how I kind of view that situation with Trevor Lawrence. Um, Today, I want to talk about Doug Pederson, Jaguars head coach, took over in 2022, got the floor raised, elevated in those first couple years, and got the Jaguars competitive. I want to say this. I am a big fan of Doug Pederson. Like, again, what he did to raise the floor, get things back in the right direction for the Jacksonville Jaguars, it was very impressive in my opinion. But, like, in short, right now, he is one of the major problems with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, I respect him. I like him. I think that he's done a lot of good things here. I think he's done a lot of good things in the league. But I got to start with this here. Blaming the players after a game in which you were not perfect by any stretch, in which your offensive coordinator was not perfect by any stretch, is not the right path. It creates divides. Maybe those are already there. Maybe those already exist. I don't know. But that is not the right path for Doug Pederson. I can tell you that right now. That is not the right path for a head coach that's going to have a long future here in Jacksonville where he is right now. I can't see blaming the players saying, Press Taylor called a great game. We can't go out there and play. We can't go out there and execute. Talking about the coaches. And to me, that's just pretty much as bad as it gets. Just blaming the players and not having accountability for yourself. And, talking about his own mistakes and this offensive coaching staff's own mistakes. How about Q4, fourth quarter against Miami? You just go into a shell and completely take the ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands, who's playing very well. Unacceptable until the very end of the game. Unacceptable. How about goal line against the Houston Texans? And I know this is a divisive topic, but I strongly believe when you are a football team that struggles on third and fourth down, and you know that, and especially in the red zone, you know that. Take the points, make Houston go score a touchdown, and if they do, all you have to do is get a field goal and you're back on top at the end of the game. So I completely disagreed with that decision making. Like, you have to coach to the team that you have at times. He did not do that against the Houston Texans. How about the fact that Tank Bigsby busts off a 58-yard run and then he gets the ball the next two plays right close to the goal line? He's gassed. What are we doing here? So again, like, you're a glass house throwing stones, right? Like, you cannot do it. For every miss that Trevor had and has had this year, which there have been more than normal, again, Trevor Lawrence is not blameless for the 0-4 start. I don't think he is a problem with the Jaguars organization. Has he not been his best these last few weeks? Yes. But for every miss that Trevor Lawrence has had, Doug Pederson and Press Taylor have several. Like, in my opinion, in this league, as an offensive staff, as an offensive team, you want to be like Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings, or Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, Sean McVay, Bobby Sloat, Kubiak, McDaniel, Ben Johnson. Even Cliff Kingsbury's doing great things offensively. Unique, interesting things to get his guys going. Joe Brady, Matt LaFleur, Andy Reid. These play callers adapt to defenses. They utilize the skill sets of the players that they have. And they work to get guys open a ton. They create space for these players. They utilize them to their best of their ability. Not 2 times a game, not 3-4 times a game, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a game. You have got an easy play offensively, easy to execute. Because the Jaguars are only having a couple of these types of plays every game, and usually it's just Brian Thomas Jr. being a superhuman, not really anything to do with the offensive creativity. When Lawrence misses those opportunities, they are magnified because you don't get a lot more of them, right? If a Sam Darnold misses a shot down the field, he's going to get another shot. He's going to get another shot after that and another shot after that. That's not what's happening in Jacksonville. And so these situations where players do not execute, whether it's Trevor Lawrence or someone else, they are magnified because they don't have that many opportunities for easy plays. The Jaguars, looking forward here a little bit, they should probably be favored over Indy. Maybe they find magic in London again, which they've done quite a bit, over the last several years. Against the Bears, who certainly very talented football team, but young on the offensive side of the ball. Patriots, offensively challenged a bit, but a strong defense. Maybe they find magic and they are 3-4 after London. The problem remains. And Doug Pederson's not the only problem. Press Taylor's not the only problem. But the problem offensively remains, even if they win these next 3 games. That if they win these next 3 games, it should not change anyone's opinion of what's going on right now, in my opinion. Now, you win the next 3 games and you go beat the Vikings and Packers, sure, we can start having a conversation. But I do not expect that to happen one bit. That would shock me. The problem remains, in my opinion, with this offense, with this football team. It starts at the top. When almost everyone on your roster is not playing to their standard, not playing to their talent level, yeah, it's more than talent. It's coaching. And I think you're seeing that, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I think Ryan Nielsen's done a pretty good job overall, especially with all the injuries he's dealt with to key players. But not been perfect. I'm not trying to say that Nielsen's been perfect, but I think defensively the Jaguars have been more impressive than they have been offensively, and that's unacceptable for an offense that's in year 3. So, Doug Pederson, not the only problem, but his message is getting lost in translation. Now he's blaming players for the errors of the team. Like, if you want to do that publicly and you want to work to hold everyone accountable inside the building, absolutely. But publicly, it's not acceptable. Privately, yes. You've got to keep everyone accountable. But if you're throwing stones at the players and not allowing anyone to criticize Press Taylor or talk about the fact that maybe you should be calling plays, that's unacceptable. If Trevor Lawrence was playing like a superhero, like he has at times, he would mask these deficiencies offensively. And I think that's what you saw down the stretch in 2022. That's what you saw early on for, most of the season in 2023. Right now, that's not happening. And it's really showing the weaknesses of this offense. Weaknesses that people have talked about for a long time. Anybody that honestly evaluates the NFL and is really locked in on this stuff, there's been cracks in Jacksonville in this foundation for a long time. And now they're starting to crumble because Trevor Lawrence isn't playing like a superhuman right now. He's playing like a little bit more average, a little bit more down to earth. He needs to improve, but I think the Jaguars have got to do more to support him. And it starts with the head coach, in my opinion. Personnel, we can talk about that as well. But right now we're talking about Doug Pederson. Yes, I do think he's one of the major problems with the Jacksonville Jaguars, despite what he did to get this organization turned around and going in the right direction. Not helping right now. Not helping at all. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Y'all have a good one.